Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
Well, here we are. Don't adjust your sets. Nothing is wrong with YouTube. Nothing is happening here. You have got that correct. This is the Mikey Christmas DC Movie News Takeover show. Now, you guys asked for it. All the time, we've got big news weeks, the whole panel's here, and I cannot be here. I get the shout-outs to me saying, where are you? We hate it when you're not there. Well, guess what? We here listen to the fans, and now I have taken over the show. No Roxy, no Adam, no Johnny, no one. Just Mikey Christmas and you DC movie lovers out there in the world. How are we doing out there today? Good evening, everybody. Out here, it's, I think, like 9-something here, Los Angeles time. So wherever you guys are, thanks for joining us. What is going on today? We had busy schedules, as you know, happens here. And everyone was not able to be here but me. So we wanted to do a special shout out to you. Luckily, it was a slow news week. If you guys have been talking to us on Twitter lately, you know, not too much has happened. And I think there's a very big reason for that, especially on the movie side, because Justice League is now starting to ramp up. So we're going to start going into that. So it's kind of a slow week for us, but it's a good thing. But I'm here with you. We're going to share some DC love. So here we go. Yeah, I got the fans here and everything. I feel weird though. There's no one to argue with. That is the weird thing of sitting here by myself, is I can't fight with anyone. But we'll see. Maybe I'll probably.
Is there anyone you want us to call that you just fight with?
Okay, is there like we can phone a person to fight with?
Yeah. Do you want to get Campia on the line? Or?
Oh gosh. As that is Steven, my producer, up there in the booth. So at least I've got someone there with me. He's kind of like the Alfred to my Batman now here. But so kind of the cool thing that's happening, if you follow Zack Snyder on Twitter, and I think he has something that's called Vero. It's another social media platform. That's where he released his own personal. He does a lot of videos he puts up there, but he has been really good. And I think this is kind of a thing. He is going to be releasing behind-the-scenes pics leading up to the release of Justice League. Last week they did one, and we'd seen this picture before. It was him in front of the Central City, Welcome to Central City sign that says population, whatever, and it was just him framing a shot. But a newest one, I believe it just dropped today, it was him, and it looks like he is directing one of the, I don't know if it's a flashback scene or whatnot, but it is kind of, as you know, we kind of won't be getting into spoiler territory for any of you that might be watching this, do not know. But it's been in the trailers. There's a lot of talk about Mother Boxes playing a major role in Justice League. And the theory is and this is kind of out there, so it's not really spoiler, is that there's 3 of them, Mother Boxes. There is one that is given to the humans, one that's given to the Atlanteans, and one that's given to the Amazonians for safekeeping. Whatever reason, if all 3 of them are brought together, maybe that's what heralds Galactus. I'm sorry, not Galactus. Darkseid brings him in. I don't know. If you guys do watch my old character corners I used to do, I did one on Mother Box, which I'm going to throw up a link for you guys as well. So the Mother Boxes, though, in the DCEU are quite different from the comic book versions. In the comic book versions, everyone from Apocalypse and also the New Gods, they can have them. They're more kind of like personal iPads for them, but they do a lot more stuff than that. But in this, it's kind of the crux, or the MacGuffin, if you will, to use a filmmaking term, for Justice League. So he put up this picture. It's him directing a scene. We'll throw it up there for you guys. So in this scene, you can see it's really, we've got the Amazonians in there. We have, it's an Atlantean. I mean, obviously he's got a trident. He's got that armor. Last week, or I believe on the show, we talked about the Gillette commercials, and they were showing the Atlantean in his costume. It's very similar to that look. I mean, like, it's ripped right from the comic books right there. And then to the left of the picture, standing left of Zack Snyder, it looks like kind of samurai-ish, got Asian influence armor there on that man. He's got kind of like the leather breastplates with some kind of red sleeves and dress pattern below it. So again, that is, it looks like, I'm assuming that's a human right there. But in the commercials and the trailers we've seen, it looks like knights were burying a Mother Box at one point. In one of the trailers, the more recent trailer, I believe, that came out with Comic-Con, the Amazonians had one in the tower on Themyscira. And then there's the Atlantean ones, which you've seen in the trailers with Mara. She's kind of comes swimming up to it. So where it plays into the story, I don't know. But like I've told you guys the last time I was on the show with everybody, I've kind of gone dark on all the stuff that's coming out now for Justice League, because there is a lot dropping in this past week. I didn't, and I'm not going to show them on today's show, but they are out there. There's a new commercial with a lot of dialogue between Flash and Batman. And it seems what they're doing now, at least to me, is leading up to the release, they're going to start focusing on individual characters. Because this week we saw a lot of Flash stuff dropping. A lot of, there was a commercial that was very Flash heavy. And again, someone in Facebook or Twitter put it up to me, and I didn't watch it just because there was a scene already about Aquaman, and Batman made a joke about him carrying a pitchfork into battle, which, you know, I would have liked to have stayed for the movie. So again, I'm going to go dark on this stuff. So it's out there for you guys, but Zack Snyder is doing these behind the scenes. Looking at it right now, it doesn't spoil anything. We've seen pretty much everything he's showing, but it's just kind of cool. And he's always so good about that stuff. He was the guy, gosh, he's back 3 years ago now when he first posted that picture of the Batmobile and Affleck and the black and white. So he's really good about getting in touch with the fans. So I look forward to his pictures. Again, it doesn't spoil anything, and I think he's really good. And we have to talk about it. You know, it's funny because going online and stuff, and you see out there, people are now complaining, and even websites are complaining that they're not showing Superman. They're like, why are you not showing Superman? Why are you not showing Superman? But, you know, a year ago, everyone was complaining that they showed too much in trailers. So now WB's kind of learned from the lesson, and they're giving what we want, and there's still people complaining. So I think I've kind of come to the conclusion I should have done a long time ago. You can't fight with people back and forth on it. It's just, no one's going to be happy. Not everyone's going to be happy. Someone's always going to find a reason to complain about something. I personally think that DC is handling the marketing for this movie incredibly well. They're focusing more on the story and the film, and not so much the behind-the-scenes drama that came with this film. From what I understand, Zack Snyder is not going to be a part of the publicity tour when this airs. I think they're going to rely on Affleck, and if they're smart, and they kind of did it at Comic-Con, they're going to let Gal Gadot kind of take over the reins. She kind of ran the panel for Hall H this year, which was kind of interesting, but I think it's a smart move because she's coming off of this massive push for Wonder Woman and how well received it was, and she's kind of taken like this den mother aspect to all of them. I mean, Affleck seems kind of like the elder statesman, and Ray, Ezra, and Jason all just kind of seem like the three brothers that are running crazy. And you kind of got Batman, or Bruce and Diana, Gal and Ben kind of being the elder statesman to these young kids. And that's how they act in the publicity. So I think that's a smart move. I know Joss is probably not going to be a part of it. But, you know, and again, that's kind of the personal lives of what people got going on, but they're here for the movie, and that's what's going on with that. Kind of going into more Justice League stuff, the stuff they are dropping. There is a new poster that dropped today. What we've got on this, there goes my pen. What's on the screen right there, that is a banner, which I love. That banner kind of came out. I think that's just going to be playing. I know Times Square is going to be doing a huge thing soon. That banner, I think, looks fantastic. I do, you know, seeing the costumes like that, I just think they did such a great job, and now you're seeing them all up there. Would I like to see Superman? Sure, but, you know, it's funny, Adam and I, after the show, I think it was last week, we were kind of in talking, it's just like, do we even know if he's going to show up in the suit? Like, we don't know at this point. There's a 50-50 shot. He might not be in the red and blue suit. We don't know. There's talk, I know people had said that there's merchandise for the black hat, the silver S in it that's being sold. I don't think that's spoiling anything. I don't know if he's going to show up in a black suit. But again, Man of Steel and Zod and all their suits were that. And on Krypton, his suit was kind of gold and blue. So who knows? You know, he does have that ship still, which is, I guess, basically his Fortress of Solitude now. So who knows if there's more suits in there. I have no clue, guys. I know online we've talked a lot about this, of how they're bringing Superman back. I have no idea. I think that is so wonderful that we are a month out and none of us know. They haven't spoiled anything. I pre-ordered the Justice League art book that's going to be coming out. You can get that on Amazon. And I think it comes out the 23rd. So again, I'm sure they'll show a lot of the art that's going to go into how he's resurrected in there, but that won't spoil it, so that's not going to come out. I'm praying that the blackout, you know, on movie reviews won't happen until the day before. But again, you know, there's always then there's another, you know, no one can be happy if they said, you know what, we're not going to let people release the reviews till the day of the release. Then it's a red flag saying, oh, they're not screening it for critics. It's terrible. but maybe, you know, and I have some good friends that have seen it. One guy saw the release that was a week, like 2-3 weeks ago. And he told my friend calls me up, he's like, hey, I know someone saw Justice League. He's running his mouth. I'm upset at him because he told me a lot of stuff that I didn't want to know. Do you want to know, Mike, some really big secrets? And I said no. I was like, please don't. He, in respect, he's like, absolutely not, I'm going to tell you. So there are some major secrets that are not out there. I know rumors. I think, you know, remember back, gosh, it's a couple years ago now, or a year ago, there was the Unite the Seven. That was the big slogan, and then that stopped for a while. So I don't know if that was changed because it was Justice League Part 1 and Part 2, and more, you know, we were going to, the talk of Darkseid and building to the second part, and then when they restructured it, said, you know what, this is going to be a standalone film, this is going to start and end with this film. Did that kind of go out the window? But leading up to it, you know, we have the talk of Steppenwolf saying, you know, there's no Kryptonians, no Protectors, no Lanterns. I kind of think I have an idea of what might be one of the surprises, and if that happens, that will be phenomenal. And there's been some actors out there that have trolled us, but maybe there's truth to that now. I might be eating my own words. Who knows? But it's 4 weeks. 4 weeks from tonight, you know, we'll be seeing this movie. So hopefully this is not going to get out there. But again, this poster right here, I think works great. They did release a poster. It's the 5 of them. I don't care for it. I think it looks amateurish. Someone posted, I think one of the guys over at Collider or something, one of those guys, said it looked like a kid's coloring book. Like, you know, you've got the pictures and you color them in, and I agree. But Jim Lee did there's going to be a Justice League comic book day, I think that happens the day Justice League drops, and he did a comic book cover of the League, and it's almost shot accurate for the exact same poster that was just released. The order's a little different. I think Wonder Woman's down center instead of the Flash. But the poster that was released is the comic book, you know, but in live action, you know, with the framing, it looks a little different. But I think Justice League, and I got into an online debate with some of my great friends today about the poster and back and forth and whatnot. I thought Justice League's marketing up until this point has been so good. They had that, you know, the 5 of them with the Alex Ross style, where they're kind of lit from overhead. Then they had the side profile ones, which were distinct colors for each of the 6 recently. And then they had the one, I think it says All In, where it's like Batman. They're kind of like side poses of them, which I think were all great. So this last one, for whatever reason, and again, marketing is a separate entity from Snyder and the team. They have marketing is a whole separate thing. Who knows? They just needed something, you know, colorful, bright. Looks like it does. It looks like a comic book. So I'm not a fan of it. But hey, they threw it up there. But I think this banner is so much better right there that you got going on there. And again, it's a banner, so that's going to be something you'll see in theaters, but also on billboards. It looks great on the billboard. Again, no Superman. So no surprises there, which is great. But one thing that's not a surprise, guys, I do need to talk about and get it out to you guys, is Blue Apron. You guys know that they are one of the companies that sponsors us. And I have to say, recently, I've taken advantage of this. I like to cook myself. I fancy myself. As you guys know, Mikey, Christmas, and Roxy and the whole panel know that I do a lot of baking. Cooking, though, is... you know, I make chicken, I make vegetables, I make rice. I'm a guy, and that's what I do. But recently, I know I interact with you guys on Twitter and Instagram. I was into a relationship, and when that comes into play, you know, you got to try and impress the ladies. So I have a massive shout, and I did this to them on Twitter, separate of this, that they really helped me out with this because it saved the day. I didn't know what to do, you know, and impress, you know, the lady friend, and Blue Apron did everything. So you guys know, if you watch the show, you know what they do. They prepackage everything. It's fresh ingredients. And Adam, who is our resident chef, can speak for this company. I just speak because it's fantastic food. But Adam speaks from the technical aspect about it and how good this stuff is. What they do is, you know, they ship the food, everything to you. Everything that you need to make these meals is shipped right to your home. You don't have to worry about anything, you know, as long as you got a pot and a pan and some cooking utensils, which, you know, as myself, single guy before all this, I had the basics. But they take everything, they give it to you, everything that you need there. The recipes, you can decide which you want. I personally like the bigger amounts just because I like to cook for a week. And that's another great thing with these, which I was doing for a while. I was on a kind of a meal prep, you know, if you do any kind of workout program or something, you got a busy week, you meal prep and you just stick it in, Tupperware and it's in your fridge and it's ready to go. I do that. That helps me tremendously. Kind of my schedule's all different throughout the week. But guys, we've got a special deal with Blue Apron just for you guys. Reach out and they're so great. It's flexible. It's always delivered to you guys. Each meal is instantly, it's step by step. My problem that I do at home, and this is kind of from experience, you guys might have this, is I have the recipes on my laptop. I don't like to put my laptop in my kitchen because knowing me, I'll spill something on it. So it's on the desk, and I do this running back and forth between my laptop in my living room and the kitchen to cook with the ingredients. I'm sure there's probably a better way. I probably could put my iPhone in my kitchen. I don't know why. Now I'm thinking about it. That was probably the smarter thing to do. But the point is, with Blue Apron, don't need to worry about anything like that. But the cool thing is, guys, check out this week's menu. You're going to get $30 off your first meal with free shipping. You got to go to, and I want to say this here, it's blueapron.com/movie news, not /DC movie news. I was telling people that. They were asking me about this when I talked about it. It is not DC. It is movie news. So blueapron.com/DC /movie news. blueapron.com/movie news. But it's great. Check that out. You're going to get $30 off your first meal. Before we've done stuff, they give you a discount off, but this is $30 off your first meal, which is phenomenal. There's so many meals you could get fresh in that with that $30. So go try it out. Let me know how it is. If you got some favorites, I know some of the guys over at Collider, they do it as well, and they're always posting on Instagram, and I'm seeing the stuff that they like back and forth so that I take those, and it's like, hey, I want to order this next time. But that's that Blue Apron, guys. So another thing we want to talk about here, getting back on to DC movie news, because I know that's why you guys are here. Listen to Mikey Christmas. I feel weird. I'm not fighting with anyone. Usually I've got this side of the table, and I feel like the dagger's coming from Adam. Roxy and I go back and forth, and Johnny's just Johnny. You guys know Johnny's pleasant. Doesn't argue with anyone. Gets along with everybody.
We should talk about how Wonder Woman was a bad movie then.
What?
We should talk about how Wonder Woman was a bad movie.
No, we're not going to deal with that. We're going to talk about how Wonder Woman. We're not going to. Even my producer wants to get me riled up. We're not doing that. No, sir. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Kidding.
No. We got to talk about something, and I'm going to stick my foot in my mouth and eat crow on this one. So, as you guys know, the Teen Titans, or Titans as it's being called, television show is gearing up. Everyone was cast. The only role they could not cast was Beast Boy. And I had seen this, and I had known some friends that work, that are agents, and someone reached out to me and said, hey, Mike, this role cannot be cast. Do you know anyone? I think it was like they were looking for like 13 to 15 Asian male for this role, and it had been months that they cannot find this role, so they cast everyone else. Dick Grayson, Starfire, Raven, Hawk and Dove were cast. And this role could not be cast. They finally cast their Beast Boy. It is Ryan Potter. Now, I'm sitting there to myself. I'm like, why does that name sound so familiar? I was like, at first I was like, that's not the kid. I thought it might have been. It was the guy from Power Rangers, and it wasn't him. And then I'm sitting there. I'm like, because I just saw the picture. I'm like, why do I know that? And then Ryan Potter, and I was like, oh, he's the guy from Big Hero 6. He voiced the lead of Big Hero 6. And then I'm like, his face looks familiar. That was just his voice. So I did a little research online for this, and I find out this is the kid. This is months and months ago, our shows. I think when Titans was first announced, he put together the demo, or it might have been for Affleck's The Batman at the time, a fight scene of him as Dick Grayson, or Robin in general, and he hired some stunt performers, and he did this massive, awesome fight scene showing how great a martial artist he was. And Roxy and Adam, they loved it. Johnny loved it. And I was kind of like, I'm not a fan. He's cool, but I'm not a fan of actors putting the stuff to put their name out there for roles. And I was wrong, because here he is. He was not cast as Nightwing, and who knows? I don't know if this is what got him in front of the people, but it didn't hurt, did it? Because here he is cast as Beast Boy, Gar Logan. So I apologize if he watches this, listens to this, and you guys out there, because I'm eating my own words, because it worked. There you go. So his video is up there. It's online. You could, Ryan Potter, I think it was Robin audition, and this was not for Titans that he was putting this out there, because this was way before Titans was announced. This was, I think, he was like, hey, look at me. If you want to put Robin in your movie, I'm your guy. And he was a great martial artist. So he's got the physicality for it. It'll be different because Gar is much more, as you know, he's a he goes by Changeling, goes by Beast Boy. Those are the different names for him. But he's got that. So he's going on right now. So he's cast. So finally all the Titans are cast. They're going forward with this. So hopefully we'll be seeing more and more of this. Seeing as where we are right now with this casting process, and they're getting ready to film, I think this will be a spring show, but I don't know, because we know Black Lightning is going to be in the spring. As far as this, they might push it till the next fall. I don't know with this guy. So when we find out, you'll find out. I do not have Roxy Striar here, the crown jewel of DC Movie News, to do Roxy Striar's TV time. So I don't have the juice. She is much more into the vibe with the TV universe. Lots of TV, though, is back real quick. We've got Arrow coming back. They dropped the Bruce Wayne reference. People going crazy for that. I don't know if Bruce Wayne will show up, but we'll see what happens. But maybe, hey, maybe I'll put together a fight scene with some of my stunt friends and ship it off to the CW casting over there if they're looking for a Bruce Wayne. We'll see what happens. Flash is back. Legends came back. We had some interesting news. I don't believe we talked about it last week, but Victor Garber, who plays Professor Stein, he is leaving the show, guys. So it was interesting. He's stepping down as series regular, so I don't know what that means for Firestorm, since he's pretty integral to the character, but he wants to pursue a Broadway show, and that will not allow his traveling from Vancouver to New York to do that, so Victor Garber will be stepping down. He's still going to be listed as a series regular, so I'm sure he'll be back and forth. So who knows what's going to happen with the Firestorm Matrix? I don't know on that one. Flash is back, Legends is back, Supergirl, I believe, came back last night. Again, I'm behind on my TV. So all our shows are back. Roxy will be back next week, and she'll give you the full rundown on that. I'm sure she does. She tweets out all the time. She's so good about that, about what's happening with the TV universe. But other than that, guys, I don't have much more to go on with this. But if you know me, I could talk about DC all day. Steven and I would probably sit here for about another 40 minutes and talk about DC. I'm sorry it was a slow week. I really had to struggle to find these topics to talk about. But that's the way that life happens. I show up and there's not much news. Every time I miss a show, there's tremendous news. There's trailers dropping, casting announcements. But that's what you get. But luckily we're able to give you a show. I'm glad you guys tuned in for check us out. Something I want to reach out to you guys real quick before I take off here. I know a lot of you guys have reached out to me about Character Corner, the show that Steven and I created and put out there. Was kind of little 3 to 5 minute segments on DC characters and the background on them that were showing up on we focus on a lot of the TV, because at the time the DC EU was really kind of just getting going. And I think I overstepped my bounds, and I did so many of them at once, and I tried to release them in conjunction with the TV show, so the character that was appearing in the show, it appeared then, and I think it didn't work that way. And I think I kind of lost it a little bit there. But you guys have been reaching out to me, and now looking back, like the Steppenwolf, the Mother Box one that I did would really be great now. So if you guys are I know you're interested in this because you reach out to me, and I always have to direct you guys to them because we still have them up. I would love to start working on this again and come up with a format. Maybe you guys, maybe every week I'll do a poll, and you guys, whichever character wins the poll, that's the one I'll do, because they're really simple to do. My producer is great. We just throw them up really quickly for you guys, and you guys seem to love them. So I think I'm going to try and look at a new way of doing that, because it's the DCU is really kind of, we're off to the races now with this. So I'm gonna look at that. Tweet me out, guys. Let me know what's going on with that. If you guys want to talk out to anyone, we got Johnny's Twitter. We'll throw that up there for you. Adam's Twitter, Roxy's Twitter. Those guys are so great. I'm at Mike Kalinowski. Pretty much simple. That's my Instagram too. But Twitter's where I interact. I know you guys do that. You'll see me coming up on the Schmoes Know again. I have another match if you guys watch that over in Collider. That's going to be coming up. I do not want to say when, because I don't know when my next match will be. But I've been studying about that. You guys have been great as well with that, and I appreciate all the trivia you've been sending my way to help me study for that. But guys, that about wraps it up for us here on this special Mikey Christmas Takes Over DC Movie News. Steven, how about we I would love to do this during the holidays. I think I'm going to kidnap the team, you know, wrap them up Christmas gifts and have Mikey Christmas take over during the Christmas time, guys. But I'm glad.
Are you going to wear a Santa hat?
I'll wear a damn Santa outfit.
You got to wear a Santa hat.
I'll come in there with the beard and everything for you guys.
Robin outfit, Santa hat.
And I'll have them wrapped up with bows next to me. That'd be pretty awesome like that.
Well, that's a little too far, but you know.
It never goes too far.
Whatever floats your boat, Mike.
Hey,
Christmas.
I was just at IKEA the other day. I don't know if you guys go there, but they got the Christmas stuff out. Walmart, Target, it's all out right now. People say, well, Mike, oh, Halloween, Mike, you got to let Halloween have its due. I was like, no, I don't. So let's bring in the new year and the Christmas time right now. But guys, that about does it. DC Movie News. Mikey Christmas takes it over here. Guys, tweet out to Roxy, Adam, and Johnny. Tell them that you missed them. Tell them that you missed us fighting with each other. But you guys are great. We'll see you guys next time.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.